So hello, I'm Jonathan Masters. Is this product placement a little too obvious? Sorry about the lower quality, but this is easier to edit. And just listen. Well, what do you need? You need a nice big show? Shit. Okay, so I want to talk about the decision that Newmyer-Olsen had made recently, and this is a shooting. First thing I want to mention, this is Johnny Law, okay? I feel like I live in a country where we don't agree on many of the main things. It's like if a police officer murders somebody, we're just going to say, well, you know, sometimes you got to break some eggs. You want to make an omelet. No, I won't allow any innocent person to be murdered. So if there is a murder, if there was somebody that was shot and killed, we need to determine if it was murder or self-defense or whatever it was. So if there's any person that's ever shot, that should always go to a jury trial. There's no doubt in my mind. If we believe in the American criminal justice system, if Newmyer-Olsen truly believed that her criminal justice system, her rocket docket slaughterhouse, was getting justice, why would she not put a police officer who shot and killed somebody through the very same system that we all have to go through? If the criminal justice system works, of course she would do that. But if it doesn't work, if it's a rocket docket slaughterhouse that just fucks over anybody and everybody that the cops accuse of a crime, well then you don't want your police officer buddy to get stuck in that shit whatsoever. Now, I see here is a breakdown of democracy, and I see a breakdown of the criminal justice system. If you don't believe in your own criminal justice system, how are the rest of us supposed to believe in it? So here's some facts. There's a Jeep Patriot. There's these two folks. They're from out of state, New Mexico. They're on the run. Who knows what the hell's going on? But a cop came across a Jeep Patriot that was driving, tagged it or ran its plates, and then found out that the Jeep Patriot was stolen. And now they're chasing them. Now they're on a chase. This happened in Saguache County. And there's two articles that was written about it, but what city did they originally live in? Nobody seems to know that. So automatically, you know, there's holes in the story, there's contradictions, and I would much rather a jury of my peers vindicate this police officer than the district attorney burying it behind closed doors without using our great American criminal justice system. If it's good, if our criminal justice system works, if I'm a police officer, I wouldn't mind having a jury trial. I'll defend my behavior. I'll defend my actions. I had to defend the people. I had to defend the lives of others. I wouldn't be scared of that. Go ahead. This article that I read was Ruth Hyde. This is from the Valley Courier editor. So Ruth Hyde writes the article with the headline, "Trooper Cleared in Fatal Shooting." And all that happened, Newmyer-Olsen, she reviewed the case, looked at this, looked at that, and then just wrote something and sent it out to the newspapers. Hey, here's my report. This cop didn't murder nobody, so I'm not going to file any charges. The newspapers went ahead and took it. I don't know if they asked any questions or they were like, oh, good, we get to put some more, crap to fill up our news hole so we can sell more advertisements, which is the main goal of newspapers, to make profits, not to tell the truth. So Krista Newmyer-Olsen, she's the district attorney of the 12th Judicial District. That includes several counties. It includes the traditional counties in the San Luis Valley, and then each of those counties has their own county attorneys. So she's above all of them. Pueblo is the 10th Judicial District, and Alamosa, Saguache, Mineral, Rio Grande, Alamosa, Castillo, and Conejos County are all part of the 12th Judicial District. So Krista is the head lead. On Saturday, August 25th, 2018, which was 50 days ago, just over a month, you had two people was on a run. Ramiro Contreras is the officer who was going to shoot and kill 37-year-old Jennifer Sharp of Lavaca, Texas on August 25th on Highway 17. Highway 17 goes right by my house. So, but this is up in Saguache County where it connects Saguache and Alamosa. So up in Saguache is where they were chasing her. So 37-year-old Jennifer Sharp and 26-year-old Nelson Billings were in a stolen Jeep driving away from Moffett. I think they were in Moffett, Saguache County, the city of Moffett, where they were probably living. Probably. We don't even know where the fuck they were living. What kind of investigation is this shit? Where were they living? Oh, who the fuck knows? How did you just kill these people? You don't even know where the hell were they? Did they just drive into town and have they been staying here? How did we not know? They've been staying here for how long and nobody said nothing? So Jennifer and Nelson were being chased. They saw, let's see, who was the first person? Nelson Billings was driving, so Nelson's the driver. And let me mention this. I think Colorado cops are 1,000,000 times better than them shitty-ass Kentucky cops. Kentucky cops will fuck you over for marijuana, right? Colorado is a liberal state. They're not trying to fuck you over. They actually protect and serve here. And there's like 3 examples. I'm driving on the mountain, and it's, I'm driving 35 or so, but you're only supposed to drive 20, and there's a state trooper there, and it's a crazy mountain, so he was following me, but he was following me, there's 2 lanes, and he was just following me right there, kind of my blind spot, but basically kind of slowed me down to where I was like, all right, I'm driving like 10 miles an hour, and once he slowed me down to 10 miles an hour, then he left. So it was like, he just didn't want me to drive over the fucking mountain. He just didn't want me to hurt myself. So he was protecting and serving the people. He didn't just want to fuck me over just because of, there was, a guy, Texas, he was pushing behind me. He was tailgating me. So what the hell am I supposed to do? So that's one example. I got a couple examples, but just to let you know, it's not, I want good police officers. I want good police officers, and the only way we're going to get good police officers is if the executive, legislative, and the judicial starts checking them. They're not checking them. Not the judicial, not the executive, not the nobody's checking the cops. They're their own branch, and they do whatever the fuck they want to do. Stolen Jeep. I don't know what they're running from, if there's bigger crimes out there. That wasn't mentioned. If there was bigger crimes, if they were on the run for murdering somebody, then that would have been mentioned. So the only crime that they're, been committed here is stole a Jeep. And what, their grandmothers, their grandfathers? The story itself sounds like the man who shot the people did what he was supposed to do. Ramiro Contreras shot and killed 37-year-old Jennifer Sharp of Lavaca, Texas. And then eventually Nelson Billings, seeing his 37-year-old lover dead, is going to blow his own head off. And so actually that's like kind of like some Bonnie and Clyde shit, only without the bank robbers, right? So they're actually like a nice version of Bonnie and Clyde. And nobody else got killed. Nobody else got hurt. Just the 2 people, the 2 perpetrators, the 2 people in the stolen Jeep Patriot. Okay? So just the story itself sounds like it. But, again, you're going to bury, this just tells me that there's 2 types of laws. There's the lawyered and the non-lawyered. There's the elites, and then there's the rest of us. If you're one of the elites, well, hell, Krista won't even fucking charge you, even if you murder somebody, and murder is the worst fucking crime out here. She's like, you know what? This is a criminal justice slaughterhouse. No justice. Driving a stolen Jeep, a cop comes across them, runs their plates, and finds that it's a stolen Jeep Patriot, turns his lights on. Now you got Jennifer Sharp, 37-year-old Jennifer Sharp, 26-year-old Nelson Billings. They're running, right? So they're running over county roads, over here, there. They come to some place, an area on Highway 17 north of Alamosa City, where the Colorado State Patrol, who again, I said, helped me out to not drive over the goddamn mountain. So thank you, Colorado State Patrol, for being good-ass people. My RV was driving 15 miles per hour on the road, and I had a line of about 8 people, and I had another Colorado State Patrol officer just like, what are you up to? And I was like, well, I'm going to drop off the trailer, and then I'm going to come back home, and then maybe just drive it once or twice more, and never again. So that was because of Al and anyways. So that's, 2 good examples of when the Colorado State Patrol treated me like I was a human being. In Kentucky, the cops there do not treat you like you're a human being. They only want to yell at you and put violence upon you. They never help you. They never help anybody. Just violence is all you get from the police. Story that's just happened, right? August, September, it's October, right? So, about 2 months ago, but over a month and a half ago. Jennifer and Nelson are running, and that's it. They stole the vehicle, they're running, then eventually they fuck up here. They say, the way Krista writes it in her report, she says, Nelson and Jennifer get out with a shotgun. So both of them have the hand on the shotgun, and they're carrying the shotgun together. Why would they do that? That seems a very efficient way to carry a shotgun. Jennifer was the one carrying the shotgun. So her report was very biased. And then she's going to say, well, later on, the writings in her diary and other shit that we found in the car indicates that she was psychotic and she could hurt other people, as if like she's a human being. Of course she can hurt others. You don't have to, find any writings to. Even Krista is capable of hurting. Everybody is capable of good and evil. So the fact that you had something written down in your diary. But anyways, Jennifer Sharp gets out with a shotgun. They start walking towards the deputies. The article just said some citizens, so it's a little bit different. It's, defending citizens versus defending yourself, the police. So just small differences. That the story is going to go, and this is Krista saying, I'm not going to charge, Ramiro Contreras with murder. I think she should charge him with first-degree murder, the worst one out there. Have a jury trial, and then once the jury has looked at the evidence, once us, 12 of us citizens, regular folks have looked at the evidence, looked at the story, heard the whole testimony, and then looked at the presentation, once they vindicated him, then Ramiro Contreras would have a clean bill of health. Very clean, squeaky clean. He's going to be so clean, not even, so he's going to be very, very clean, Ramiro Contreras, if he got a clean bill of health from a jury of his peers. Instead of having 12 people look at all the different evidence that these prosecutors had come up with, instead, one prosecutor behind closed doors went ahead and said, you know what? Not guilty. So expect every judge, every wealthy person, every person that Krista loves and cares about, if she doesn't want to charge them, they won't get charged. So the government, the politicians, the elite, they don't have to abide by the same laws that we all do. And if you believe in a democracy and you believe in the rule of law, if you murder somebody, that's a crime, and that's a crime that you should be charged with. Next, right? 37-year-old Jennifer Sharp, 26-year-old Nelson Billings was living in Moffett, Saguache County for who knows how long. They're living there for months. They had a stolen Jeep Patriot. It might be the same police officer. I don't know. Eventually, they're chasing them through the counties, and they put stop sticks. They put some spikes, sticks that had spikes on it on the road, and then they popped their tires, and now Jennifer and Nelson are trapped like rats. They're trapped like rats. You got a whole line of police cars there. So what are they going to do? Well, they're not going to give up, apparently. So they get out. Jennifer's got a shotgun, and she starts walking towards one of the police cars. And so, self-defense, they're attacking. But only Jennifer had the shotgun. And that's when she got shot. Ramiro Contreras shot Jennifer when she had the shotgun, and she was walking towards the officers. I'm actually, why wouldn't they have shot her as soon as she got out of the car with a shotgun? She has a gun. It's out, it's possible, like I guess if it's, it holstered, but if she's got it out, then that means you drew, right? You drew. And if you draw first in the rodeo, Krista's trying to say that she had premeditated murder, that she was going to hurt everybody, and that's just fucking horse shit. It's self-preservation. We all got a right to self-preservation. I don't know what they were running from. And so let me finish. Okay, what happens actually? The guy's going to die too. So Jennifer goes out with a shotgun, and then the Colorado State Patrol guy, he shoots and kills her. And then after he shoots and kills her, the boyfriend, Nelson Billings, picks up the shotgun, and then he blows his own fucking head off. Which I find actually remarkable that Nelson was able to pick up a shotgun and then aim it and then shoot his own head off. Because I feel like when you're picking up the shotgun, wouldn't that be, if anything, the Colorado State Patrol didn't shoot quick enough. They should have shot as soon as she got it out of the car with the shotgun. They should have shot him as soon as he picked up the shotgun. They could have shot her in the leg, they could have saved his life. And then that's it. So this reminds me of Romeo and Juliet, natural-born killers, Bonnie and Clyde situation. Clearly Nelson Billings loved Jennifer Sharp. Once he saw that the love of his life was gone, he said, fuck this world. I'm not going to live in this world either, and blew his own goddamn head off. So that's what happened on August 20th. I would have done this if I'm, the district attorney for the 12th Judicial District of Colorado. If I'm Krista, what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge him with the crime, and I'm going to put him through the same criminal justice system that we all got to go through, because in a democracy, we all got to abide by the rule of law. And if I'm a police officer and I made a mistake, then I don't think I'm going to get the death penalty, right? It's in a nerve-wracking situation. Maybe you rushed to do something that you weren't supposed to do. I think people would be very forgiving of a police officer that made a mistake. If I made a mistake, okay, then, suspend me, fire me, do whatever it is, fine me, do whatever it is, punish me. I will stand up for, my behavior. But I think I usually make good decisions, and so therefore, this person, Jennifer, stepped out with a shotgun, was ready to kill some of the police officers. I had to do what I had to do. I think everybody in the world would have agreed with that if it would have been presented to a jury of my peers. So there's an entire other side to the story, that of Nelson and Jennifer. We don't know what the hell they were doing. We don't know why they stole the car. I think that they deserve legal representation. This is the end of Nelson and Jennifer. Who is Jennifer and Nelson? What were they up to? What were they doing? What was the point? Now they're dead. Now they're dead. And I don't feel like they George Carlin, he says that you always disbelieve the official story. He's skeptical of everything the government says. Here's the official story, right? When the government that told us that only Lee Harvey Oswald shot JFK, how come JFK's head went back into the left? There was somebody in the grassy knoll. So it wasn't just Lee Harvey Oswald. The government lied about who killed the most powerful man, the emperor of the entire world. So would a local government lie about this and that? Typically you should doubt the official version. So I think that Jennifer and Nelson should have got legal representation. Their case should have been presented in court. There should have been a challenge to Krista's findings. Her report, actually, she seems to indicate that it was all premeditated, like she was just going to go, out shooting. I want 12 American folks to decide this case, not some tyrant behind closed doors. So she wants to act like it was premeditated. They're being chased by a bunch of police officers. They have a stolen Jeep. What are they running from? If there was a murder, then maybe there was, if this happens, then I will go out this way. But it's to make it sound like that day they woke up to go ahead and start, shooting people. They're not defending them, but they do deserve a defense. I'm defending our democracy. I'm defending our criminal justice system. If we believe in democracy and a criminal justice system, then what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The law should apply for everybody. If a citizen was to have shot, Jennifer, if Jennifer would have been shot by a citizen, that citizen would have been charged immediately, and they've been sitting in jail waiting trial. That's our judicial system. But apparently, this is going to set a bad precedent. That means cops in the 12th Judicial District can now kill. If it's in the course of their duties, of course they can. But Krista has proven that she will go ahead and bury this. She will bury this to where it doesn't ever see the light of day. So she doesn't even believe in her own criminal justice system. And then what about the elites? What about the assessors and the treasurers and the commissioners and the wealthy? And what about not just the police officers, but the political, elite? Nobody, no lawyers, none of her friends, nobody's going to get charged if she doesn't want them to go, because she doesn't believe, she actually knows when she accuses somebody of a crime that her entire criminal justice system is to fuck them over. Not to give them a chance, not to hear them out, not to find the truth. This isn't a defense of the American system. This is a defense of our democracy, of criminal justice system. If we believe in the democracy and the criminal justice system, then they got a right to defense. They have a right to an attorney. Once that trial is held, we can punish them if they're found to be guilty, however we like. We can punish them however we want to, once a defense on their behalf is made. That's how our system works. Our courts, unfortunately, aren't here to find the truth. It's not here to find any justice, but to be competitive and contentious and to clash, and to clash hard. Because if we take two opposing views and we clash the shit out of them, then 12 jurors should be able to determine what's true and what's not. It's probably somewhere in between the two. Or maybe it's just really on one side and not on the other. Either way, 12 people would be able to be perceptive to be able to determine that. So we'll find the truth somewhere in between the defense and the prosecutor if we have a jury, if we got 12 people. And I don't want just 6 people, I want 12 people for every person that's ever killed. How many innocent people are you going to allow to be killed by the cops? 0? Okay, then put everybody that kills somebody on the witness stand and tell us what the fuck you just did. Why did you have to do that? Oh, that's what you did? Oh, okay, then you were right.